Good morning, everybody from Wolfsburg West. So I was talking to Tony, the owner of Wolfsburg West, and we were chatting about window rubber, and we thought, how cool would it be to go ahead and do a video where people can actually go ahead and see how to install the window weather strip on their windows as well as the molding. So we're actually here with Tony. Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Good morning, Eddie.
So I mean, I think this is going to be a great thing because there are so many people that don't know how to actually install. It's one thing getting the rubber on the glass, but then doing the molding and then doing the install. So number one, thank you for your time for doing this and for actually showing people how to, how to do this so they can hopefully do it on their own. So take it away, man. What did you make here, by the way? What is this?
Yeah. So this was kind of a proof of concept. I've always wondered how Volkswagen did it because obviously they don't do it the way we do it, which was always by hand. So that you knew they had to have some sort of fixture to hold the glass. So yesterday, anticipating you were coming over, I threw this together real quick just to try it and see if it would work. So yeah, this is it, but it was obviously very simple to put this together, and it makes a huge difference in holding onto the rubber and onto the glass, and it just holds the glass in place, which is always a struggle when you're doing this. You're the glass is moving around on you and you're trying to do three things at once.
Yeah, especially if you're doing it on your own.
Right.
So now, when you went about making the fixture, did you tell me how you went about it? Measuring the glass, or did you put the window rubber on?
It was. Yeah, I found a piece of wood that was big enough, bigger than the glass, and then I just roughly cut these pieces out, and you'll see in a second how it fits in there. There's nothing hard about it. I probably made it in 5 minutes.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so quick.
And it probably could be for the bay window anyway. It could be used probably for all of the glass, all the side glass.
Okay,
that is. And if you wanted to do the rear glass, I mean, all you have to do is, I drywall screwed these pieces in. You could just move them over and adjust it for a rear glass too.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, I'm stoked, man. I can't wait to see how you're going to do this. So now I understand you've got a little helper as well.
I've got my beautiful assistant, Stephanie, my daughter.
Steph, how are you?
Yeah.
This is great. Is Tony forcing you to do this? Is this child labor?
Yeah,
free labor. Awesome. All right, you guys, welcome Stephanie Moore to the show.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's.
What's the first part?
Let's give it a try.
So you've already gone ahead and put the rubber on the glass.
Right. Okay. Which is, I think everybody gets that.
Yeah, that part's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Although I will say, every once in a while, some people will go ahead and actually put the glass on the groove that's supposed to go on the body. So
right.
I guess you got to be cognizant of making sure that you put it in the right groove.
Yeah, exactly. And I would also suggest that before you put the rubber on the glass, that you run something like glass installer's number one tool, right? A
cool.
bent hook, is that you run this around the groove for the glass and the groove for the molding. Just because sometimes the rubber will be just stuck to each other. Mm-hmm. You want to open it up and
that makes sense. Okay, so you can see right there, there's a groove for the molding, and obviously the glass is in the other groove. And then there's a part that's going to go on the body itself. So, all right. Now, I'm watching you use a cord.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see this.
The other thing that every glass installation person's going to have, although probably better looking than this one, this is an old accelerator cable tube that we had around here that it was already bent. So yeah, this is the size cord. This is the size cord I like to use.
Look at that.
Yeah. You just run it through the tube, and it doesn't have to have the bend. This one just happened to be bent.
Okay.
I kind of ovaled out the end in the vise a little bit to make it, go into the rubber easier.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
you got to have one of these. Do it with your fingers. I mean, I've done that sometimes in a pinch.
Oh.
It's no fun.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So yeah, you want to get it started.
Now, do you purposely start in the corner there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because that's the direction that we're gonna pull it into the car. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're putting the, oh, look at that. No way, dude, look how easily that goes in there. So you're doing this because then the chrome's gonna go in there, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Now, I don't know if people can actually see in the video, but it definitely takes some muscle.
Yeah, this rubber's a little sticky right now.
Okay.
We, to be honest with you, we tested this fixture yesterday, of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we used, yesterday we used a little bit of soap and water, and I didn't like it because the soap, it was allowing the molding to pop back out. Oh, it didn't want to stay in as easy.
It. Okay.
So we decided that we're going to do it without the soap. Especially when you're putting the the rubber on the glass, you don't want to use any lubricants at all because it's going to want to come off too easily.
Sense.
Yeah,
Right. It'll
so
slip off.
you want to put the glass or the rubber on the glass dry, and then again, I kind of like doing the molding dry too.
And the molding, obviously, when they buy it from you guys, it's already extruded at a certain angle,
right?
So it'll actually.
It's already
Yeah,
bent.
look at that. Okay. All right.
It's important that you line this up, that the start down, where you're starting at here, it is going to make, when you get over here, put the molding in the correct location.
That makes sense.
To fit down into the groove.
To make that corner.
Yeah, to make the corner. The corners are the hardest, as you'll see. Normally, if you're doing, I will say this, if you're not going to use the cord to install the molding and on a beetle, it's quite possible. A lot of times I'll start on the corners. I'll do a corner first, and then I'll work out from the corner if I'm doing it by hand, where I'm not using a rope.
Okay.
With the bus, you almost have to do. I mean, it's really difficult to install a molding without a cord because the problem is that this edge, this flap here, is much shorter on a bus.
Okay.
On the side windows, I should say. The profile on the side windows is different than the windshield.
Okay.
And therefore, it's harder to get the molding in by hand without using a cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't. Normally, you would pull back on it like that, and shove the molding in.
Right.
So the cord is.
Yeah, it seems like it definitely would help for sure. No, I like this trick.
Okay, so let's see if we can.
So, Steph, what do you? Now your role in this is to go ahead and.
I'm going to pull the rope.
Oh, you're going to pull the rope. Okay, got it. Okay. So basically, Tony's installing the molding, and you're obviously taking it out as it's going in.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely a good two-person job.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think somebody that does it quite a bit can do it by themselves. I could be pulling the cord, but it's easier if one person is pushing down on the molding.
Okay.
You're going to want to push on the molding as the cord comes out and get it fully seated in. You'll feel it drop into the slot as you pull it out.
All right, so here we go. Definitely helps to have an extra pair of hands here. And Steph's pulling along as you're pushing it in. I like that. That's cool. Now, as you're pushing it in, Tony, is it, I mean, it's hard to tell on camera, but as far as the amount of pressure that you're putting on?
Not a whole lot, no. It pretty much, it'll drop in. You'll feel it drop in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, notice Steph just put a little counterweight over there, just to keep that end in?
Yeah, in case it wants to pop out.
Okay.
Some people use tape. Of course you can, but This
don't
is
think
just
tape's strong enough sometimes, you know, because it'll still have a little bit of leeway there. But I think the weight, actually, that's pretty smart. All right, heading into the corner.
okay. Hang on, stop. Okay.
That's awesome, man.
Okay. Make sure it's fully seated there.
So I'm kind of noticing also, which seems to make sense, Steph is actually not so much pulling up, but rather pulling,
I pull opposite
like parallel to the glass, just to kind of open that lip up a little bit while it drops in. I like that. That's cool.
Hang on just a sec.
So this is probably about the time that you start thinking about the fact that you've got 5 more windows like this.
Yeah.
You see the finish line right there, huh?
Okay.
Look at that. Bingo.
Okay.
Ta-da! Look at that. Look at the corners, you guys. Very cool. I'm telling you, dude, the fixture, that is definitely
Yeah.
so handy. Because the other thing that you'll see from time to time is just how wavy some people, after they install the trim, they've manhandled it so much
Right.
that it's just, it's all wavy. So such a trip how that rope just falls in there with that little tube so easily, so quickly too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So you slipped in the one corner first, okay, and then while it was slightly lifted, then you went ahead and put the piece in. Okay, and this end already has the little corner in it. Okay.
So we're gonna connect this.
So you have to lift it a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I think I'm gonna go with instead of trying to hold the thing. Yeah. I'll do that other clip once we get close to it. See if I can. Yeah, sure.
There it goes.
Okay. Hang on just a second. So
Okay.
let me Okay. Okay. That does, yeah, so we'll, let me get this so it feels like it's seated and not gonna come out.
Nice, man, nice.
Yeah.
That's what I do with Christmas lights. When I put on all the little ones, I'm like, yeah, we're buying new ones. Cut.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so now this just becomes, by hand.
Nice, Tony.
It's not quite fully seated in the corner, so we need to.
Do you use like a little pick or something to kind of pull the lip back?
Yeah, we can. We'll take it out of the fixture that do it though, so we can
But at
pull
least
the lip down.
Yeah.
I think that's in now.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Like I said, for the beetle rubbers, this lip is, it's out another 5 millimeters or so, at least. You've got that leverage to pull back with your thumb, and they're much easier to install the chrome because of that.
Because more material?
You got more leverage to pull back the lip and
I see what
push
you're
the
saying.
chrome in.
Right.
With these bus side windows,
Definitely more challenging. But I guess you figure you've got that vent wing window on that side, so if you had too much lip, then it would be fighting for real estate.
Yeah. The way they sit in the body, you can't have a long lip. It would roll over.
There you go. Awesome, man. How are your fingers?
They're not so bad. Yeah,
Right,
I could
Steph, how you
do
doing?
4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Callus them up.
Nice. All right, cool. All right, so there you go, you guys. I mean, what a great fixture, and putting it in, obviously with 2 people, definitely helpful, but not something impossible, obviously, to do.
Sure,
by
but this
yourself.
fixture, sorry to interrupt, but this fixture could be, anybody can make this in just a couple minutes. It's, It's just some scrap wood that I threw together real quick, so.
Very cool.
It's super helpful.
Awesome, man. All right, so the next step, are we going to get to install it on the bus?
And next step, we're gonna put the pull cord onto the rubber, and then we'll put it in the bus.
Sweet. All right, let's check out the pull cord. All right, okay, so now Tony, you're going to go ahead and install the rope in the groove that's going to go to get pulled, correct?
Right.
What do you like to use? There's some people that use, baby powder, they use silicone. What's your favorite choice of window install?
Mild
stuff?
soap solution.
Mild soap, okay.
Yeah.
So like a dishwasher kind of?
Yeah, Folgers can with a good squirt of liquid Dawn soap, whatever, and then maybe a quart or 2 of water.
Okay, all right.
And then I use that. I made the mistake of using full strength soap and screwed up a car doing it because it really eats into the paint.
Okay.
It gets trapped
So
between the rubber and the body.
do just soap.
You don't want to do straight up soap.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then how long do you leave the rope soaked in there for?
Well, I normally store the rope in this soapy water. I cap it, and it sits over on the shelf. So
cool.
it just sits in there, but it doesn't matter.
All right.
I don't think it needs to sit in there for any amount of time.
And the rope you just install with the same
same tool.
tube. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And this time, Mark, the longest standing Wolfsburg West employee, huh? I love it. Mark, how'd you get suckered into helping install the window?
Every day.
Is the logo? Do you see the logo bottom there?
This is the bottom.
Okay.
So as far as the install of the rope, which way do you want to do it? Like top? Do you pull from the top or from the bottom?
So you want to start on the bottom. You want the cords to cross on the bottom.
Okay.
And
So you're using gravity to your advantage?
right, advantage to as you pull the window in, it'll fall down into place.
And at this point in time, I mean, the chrome's in there, right? It's not...
It's pretty well locked on.
Okay.
Yeah. But really, we should set this on something a little bit softer.
Okay. Although at least it's wood.
Yeah.
And then they cross over a little bit, huh? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Cool. And now for the car. This is great. Cool. And Mark, you're gonna soap up the door? Is that what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Mark not only installs windows, you guys, but he'll also take your order at the same time while doing so. Mark, you wear many hats, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. So who gets the pull job?
Okay. Okay.
Tony does. So the cords go inside. Look at that, okay. So Mark, as you can tell, definitely uses quite the pressure on the window, but it's tempered glass, so that makes a big difference. Now, is there something that you're looking for on the inside, Tony, other than a way out?
Yeah, so the rubber's going to need to be up against the body, like you
Okay.
see it here,
Yep.
before you start pulling. Now, Mark, you're out on the top. Is that all right? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you got it. Maybe a little bit more here. There you go. Yeah. Okay, now can you beat on the bottom a little bit? Yeah. All right. Ready?
Note to self, don't owe Mark any money. Now, Tony, when you're pulling on this thing, are you going at a particular angle, or is there a science behind it?
Just, I guess, straight out.
Okay.
It doesn't,
Just to bring the lip back.
yeah.
And while Tony's pulling, Mark is actually applying pressure from the outside. Pretty incredible the amount of strength that it can take.
Yeah. Sometimes I've used where the rope gets into your hands. I'll use a screwdriver around it or something
Okay.
to give you a handle on it.
That's smart.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to be okay here. Okay.
Nice. Boy, that really drops in there once it's actually pulled.
Right.
Nice. Very cool. All right, Mark.
You didn't have to go for 17.
I like it. I like it. Tony. All right. That seemed to go swimmingly, even though you're stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, as you can see, our test bus.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
got that. Let me do a plug.
Yeah.
This is what we tested our
This
seat
is
pads
great.
in.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
These things are always brittle and broken.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
And we made these in brown too, by the way. They look really cool.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have to show that.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's cool that you guys made that, because I mean that's something that's just,
Yeah.
You
It was
know,
quite
you
the
just
challenge
thrashed.
too.
yeah.
Yeah, because all this metal had to be fabricated, made, and to find the right company that could mold this in. This company was OE Toyota.
Oh no way, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. They just did a super job.
Dude, that's cool. Very cool. Well, Tony,
Anyway,
this is awesome, man. Okay, very cool. Look at this, you guys. Look at the way that's seated in there. That's nice. Very nice. Molding looks nice. Awesome, dude. Well,
Cool.
there you go. Awesome, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to show us how to do it and how to install the molding. I think people are going to go start looking for scraps of wood and make them their fixtures.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tony,
Cool.
anything else that you want to add or
Nah.
say? No?
Thanks
Okay.
for stopping by, Eddie, and giving us a chance to show it how it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's impressive. And I've always said too, man, that I think it's cool that the owner of the company actually wrenches on his own stuff, and you do all the R&D, dude. So very
Yeah.
cool. Mark, how's your wrist? Good? Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
This is also part of a stress management class over here at Wolfsburg West, huh?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. All right, you guys, there you go. Time to get some rubber and some molding and do the install. And just call Mark when you're placing your order and see how much he'll charge to come over and pound on your glass. All right, so we're upstairs at Wolfsburg West, and well, obviously this is where the meeting of the minds come together here. But I'm actually admiring all the artwork. It's cool stuff, man. But okay, back to business here. So up here with Tony, and we're going to go ahead and show you guys, well, window rubber and how they actually come about making the moldings. And obviously Wolfsburg West is specialized in making it as original as possible. So Tony, tell me about these little pieces of rubber here, what you have. So these,
Right. So these are different profiles that we've taken out of buses. In fact, these profiles came out of the bus that we just did the window installation into. This is an original one here, sample here.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the differences here are,
Look at that profile.
yeah, is this lip here on the side window and rear window seals. This lip is really short.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, because compared to this is a bus, and you can see how much longer this lip is here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a Beetle. Excuse me.
Oh, that's Beetle. Okay, so the one on your left hand's Beetle.
Yeah.
And the right one is Bus. Look at that. Okay, yeah, there. I mean, there is a difference, but it's not huge.
It's a couple millimeters, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
But
at
this lip, what it does is it gives you the ability when you're installing the molding.
you can pull back on it.
Pull
Look at
back
that.
on it like a lever, and
Yeah.
open it up for the chrome. Where for the bus one, it's really hard.
Well, the other thing too is it almost looks like the base of the Bus one is thicker than the Beetle one. It looks like it has a thinner neck, so which would make it a little bit more pliable. So not only is it skinnier, it's also short. It's taller on the Beetle one, and on the Bus one, it's a little bit shorter and fatter.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. And so now those little extrusions right there, was that from a factory piece of rubber then that you guys molded it after? Kind of
Right.
like this rubber that I'm seeing here?
Right. This is a Beetle rubber again.
Okay.
Deluxe.
Yeah, look at that.
This is happens to be a quarter window seal for a 64 and earlier car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And check it out. It still
Yeah.
has the tag on there. There it is.
Yeah.
NOS, huh?
And that wax that was a pain in the butt to get off when you bought original rubber. I always used to cook them on the
really?
stove, in a big pot, and the wax would melt off.
Really?
Yeah, otherwise it would stay white in the car.
Wow, no
And
kidding.
That's the easiest way I figured out to get it off.
So that's a wax that came on it originally,
Right,
huh?
right, some sort of wax protectant.
Huh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So anyway, this is basically how you guys go about extruding the rubber, and then obviously it's just
Right.
made the length in house, correct?
Right. So we'll take this, we'll make a CAD drawing of it, and give it to the rubber company.
Okay.
They'll make the profile, and we'll test it.
Very cool. Now, you were telling me earlier off air that in the manual here it actually showed
Right.
the tricks. Now, obviously
Yeah.
here in the Bentley manual you got the profile, but then
You can see the guy using a tool just like what we were using. Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Installing the
Installing
cord,
chrome.
and then
Yeah.
over here you can see he's installing the molding while he's pulling the cord out.
Look at that. He's doing it by himself without
Yeah.
a fixture.
Sure.
Yeah, I know, right? Seriously.
Yeah.
Look at that. Very cool. Now, you guys sell this manual, right? You guys sell
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
manual?
This is
Okay.
the one of the
Okay.
Bentley manuals.
Yeah.
They're
These are
s-
great.
If you're doing a car, you really
Dude,
need one of these.
You definitely need one of those,
Yeah.
especially when you're taking something apart and you get the exploded views.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that is cool. This has definitely been eye-opening, and I think people will feel a little bit more comfortable about attempting to do it on their own.
Right.
I don't think it's impossible, obviously,
No.
to do it on their own, but
It's no doubt it's difficult, and I try and let people know that it's going to be difficult. But you just got to go in knowing that it's going to be hard, and to have patience.
Right.
And if something doesn't go right, put it aside and come back to it in the day maybe. And
that is great advice.
yeah, and because it can be frustrating.
Yeah,
No doubt.
no doubt. No,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, awesome, man. This is cool. Thanks for letting us up here and getting a glimpse of, the rubber and how you guys make it. And like I said, I think this will definitely give people a whole new comfort level on doing it. So cool. All right. Well, thank you, Tony. Until
Thanks
the
for
next one,
stopping
man.
by, Eddie.
My pleasure, man. Take care.